hump here. Oh, I think that was wheels off the ground there. I shouldn't really say that on. No, it wasn't really. Obviously, that would be illegal, wouldn't it? Right, so today, look at these two cars. Don't they look so good together? Look at that, blue, red. They just, yeah, good little combination that is. But yeah, so today I'm doing a video on these two Corsa VXR'S that we just had come in. Two low budget Corsa VXR'S. Now, I've done a video obviously recently on the two Civic Type R's. If you didn't see that, you can go and check that out. It's a bloody good video. And Civic Type R's is a very similar type of car because it's kind of a low budget sports hatch, yeah? And I done a video years ago on a red Corsa VXR similar to that one there. It was an earlier car, and the video done really well. A lot of people actually came to my channel because of that video. So when I had these come in, I thought I need to get these cars on my channel. Now, they are both 2010 cars. Obviously that one's a 60 plate, so that's 6 months newer. I think that one's done 75,000 miles and this one's done 62,000 miles. Now, they do represent entry-level money, and when I say that, I mean on the market, the Corsa VXR market, these cars are sort of start at about 3.5 grand, and for 3.5 grand you're going to get an early categorized high mileage car, okay? And bit more money gets you a bit more car, and so on, bit better condition and better spec and better history and stuff, okay? That car there, the red one, that's the lower, no, that's done 75,000 miles. This one's done 62,000 miles. That car there is category S, which means it's been in a structurally damaged accident previously. I didn't buy it as a damaged car. It came in as a fully repaired car. That one is a HPI clear car. But you can see, like, it's got a few little dinks and marks on it. The wheels are a bit curved. But like I say, this video is all about showing you what entry-level value Corsa VXR'S are, okay? So if we talk about, like, the characteristics, yeah, these cars have got so much bloody character. More character, in fact, than an Astra VXR, which, in a lot of people's eyes, is a better car. And when I say character, I mean things like these little bumper vents here. They're like something of a bloody AMG, aren't they? Diamond cut wheels, yeah? Again, something you'd expect on like a high-end German car. These mirrors, they look like they've been nicked off a Lamborghini Gallardo. Come around the back, you've got this big spoiler. I say big, but it's quite a chunky spoiler for a little car. And at the bottom, you've got the centre exit exhaust tip with like the triangle sort of outer thing, or whatever you want to call it. At the bottom there, that looks really good. You've got the splitter, and then the AMG style, I say AMG style, but you know, like vented bumpers, they look really good. And then on the inside, unbelievable, the interior of these cars, especially for the time that they come out. I think they come out in about 2006, 2007, but they had like this sort of flat bottom steering wheel, and these seats, they look like they've been nicked out of a bloody Audi RS4 or something. So seriously good cars. Let me just flip the camera around. That's better. Yeah, it's very windy out here. It's bloody cold as well. So I think what I'll do is I've got the camera set up in the red one. We'll jump in it and go for a little drive. Now, obviously, before I switched the cameras on, I did warm the car up. These cars have got head gasket issues. I think the radiator blows, which causes the head gasket to blow, which then in turn, in time after that, ruins the engine, okay? So you don't do that with any car, especially not a Corsa VXR, because they are known to have overheating issues. I personally feel like they do have overheating issues, but I think part of the problem with the overheating issue is the fact that they don't have a bloody temperature gauge on the dash. You've got speedo, a rev counter and a fuel gauge, and I think you'll have some kind of warning light to let you know that your car is now overheated, but by that point your head gasket's melted. Yeah, so I think that's probably part of the issue of them doing so many head gaskets. But anyway, so I've warmed the car up, it's ready for a little bit of a hard time, but straight away when you look, that's third gear, very strong turbo for a little 1.6 turbo engine. They are surprisingly quick. It's 190 bhp, 0-60 I think 6.8 seconds, just below 7 seconds, which it ain't an amazing statistic, but some cars just feel so much bloody quicker than they are. And this is one of them cars, they weigh 1100 kilos, so there's no way that you can just sort of flick through the gears and put the power down. The power is just there, and it does make the overall feeling of driving these cars so bloody good. I think if I turn left here, sometimes I'm still getting to know these roads around here. Yeah, this is a road that I drive down very often. But yeah, they are a car, like I said earlier, with so much character. They're a 6-speed manual, and they only come as a manual. You can't get these in an automatic gearbox. They are quite an early car. Back in 2006 or whenever it was when these come out, they DSGs and stuff like that, they weren't a dual clutch gearboxes and stuff like that, they weren't a massive thing, they weren't fully produced. So I don't even know if late VXRs have, they don't, do they? Nah. VAUXHAll maybe still haven't mastered the automatic gearbox thing, but yeah, it's nice that they only come as a manual. I've specifically got a camera just up here pointing at the gear stick. I literally never do that, but I chose to do that in today's video because I just like to sort of display the excitement of the gear change. I don't know, there's a lot to be said about a manual gear stick, and I think I've done a whole video dedicated to the manual gearbox, and I think that's going to be something that you're not going to see in many future videos. So I thought, you know what, I'm out in the manual, let's get a camera directing straight at that bloody gear stick. It's a very, very capable car. You feel like full of confidence when you're driving, because it is tiny, you know, it's a tiny little short wheelbase car. It's really like the back seat, you can touch the back seat, the back of the back seat if you've got arms like me. Everything's sort of within reach. It's such a tiny little car, and it makes it just feel so nimble and drivable. But if you've never driven a Corsa VXR, honestly, the overall feeling that you get when you drive one is unreal. They are very, like a Civic Type R, they're quite a comparable car really, because they're both very analog, you know, they're both, they give you the same sort of driving experience. Performance wise, they're probably very similar. They drive different because obviously the Honda's a VTEC and you've got the different level of power delivery. But what I like about Corsa VXR is that when VAUXHAll brought out the Corsa VXR, they could have just done a 1.6 naturally aspirated car and everyone would have loved it, but they seemingly put a lot of effort into this car, a lot of effort into the way it looks, a lot of effort into the interior, and a hell of a lot of effort into, well, producing a car with a bloody turbo. So I do rate these cars a lot for that reason. Now, Astra VXRs, let's talk about them for a sec. I am also a massive fan of an Astra VXR. What's strange about an Astra VXR is they do take a lot of tuning to get, there's a lot of pheasants around here, isn't there? He's not in a rush, is he? A lot of effort, a lot of tuning to get big power out of them, but even as a stock car, they are bloody good fun. And this car weighs obviously less than an Astra VXR, and it is only 35, 40, something like that, bhp less than an Astra VXR, which gives you a good idea about the performance difference. Really isn't a massive difference between the two at all. Should we do what I normally do and do like a 0-60 test? So we're currently on like a private little road, yeah? There are no cars about, and we're in a Corsa VXR. Now, I do know that these are apparently, according to Wikipedia, 0-60 in 6.8 seconds. Now, I'm gonna try and beat that, okay? So we'll get it in first. There is no launch control, so we aren't gonna be able to launch it, but I reckon I can do this. Ready? It is a dry day as well. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's a wheel spin. There's 60. See, annoyingly, I don't think that was very good, was it? lots of wheel spin in first gear, but even the wheel spin thing, even that is so cool. It's just such a savage little car. Now, annoyingly, what I was going to say is second gear doesn't quite hit 60 miles an hour. So you have to sort of touch it into third gear, give it a few revs, and it does then hit 60 miles an hour. So there's a bit of a delay there, but like I said earlier, I think these cars, what they do really offer is just a different level of driving experience. But I think the thing that surprises me with these small little hatchbacks, these little sports hatches or pocket rockets or whatever you want to call them, I'll do that up so I don't drown you with bloody wind noise, is you get in them, or I get in them, and I sort of get in it and I think, this ain't going to be quick, this ain't going to be fun, it's going to be boring, it's only got 190 bhp, like, it ain't, let's face it, it ain't a lot of power, 0 to 66.8 seconds, and all of these things spring to mind when I get in a Honda Civic Type R as well. I think, oh, what's it going to be like? Am I going to get in one of these cars after all these years of having fun in such amazing cars? And am I going to think that it's rubbish, it's not quick? But I don't think that whatsoever. If anything, I get in it with that sort of low expectation and it shocks me. I'm like, really? This is a stock car and it's exciting. Now, I know there's a lot of Corsa VXR owners out there, there's a lot of people that love these cars, and like I said earlier as well, a lot of people came to my channel from that Corsa VXR video, and in fact a lot of people even now message me and say, oh, Cal, I just crossed paths with your Corsa VXR video. It's such a good video, and it's quite funny how much attention that video gets. It's not like the most highest viewed video, but a lot of people seem to have like fully engaged with that video, which is cool. But yeah, they are a popular car. They are a car that I rate a lot. Like the steering wheel, flat bottom, got the little line at the top. Obviously this is worn out a bit, and like I said earlier as well, the whole entry level price range thing, it is good. When I see these cars, when I had these cars come in, I thought it's good for me to get these types of cars on my channel, because it shows that, you know, this is real life stuff. This is stuff that we all want to look at. A lot of people that view my channel look at these types of cars, and there is still a lot of love and a lot of demand for these cars, and I don't see why. I don't want my channel to just keep stepping up into like 20 grand cars, 30 grand cars, 40, and so on. I want to keep it real, keep it down in the sports hatch category, and have as much fun in these types of cars as I possibly can. I think I'm going to end it there. There was something I was going to say, but I can't bloody remember what it is. I can't remember. But one thing I want to say is, when you watch one of my videos, don't sort of feel like I'm trying to sell your car. Trust me, I have no issues selling cars. I say it all the time. Selling cars is not really what I focus on doing, but what I do focus on doing is buying cars. So if you do want to sell your car, our site is based just outside of Milton Keynes. Well, it is a Milton Keynes postcode. You can pop down. Your best bet is just to bring your car down and show it to us. And I'm not here all the time, but we've got guys that are here all the time, so you can pop down anytime you like, 7 days a week. We are always here. I say anytime, you know, within usual working hours, 7 days a week, and we'll have a look at your car. We're definitely interested in buying pretty much anything, okay? This type of car is something that we're massively interested in. For two reasons, obviously. One, because they're good stock, and two, because I love them for my channel, okay? I will also put an email address below, which is contact at the car buying shop. The car buying shop is a separate brand that we trade under, where we buy all of our cars. Contact at thecarbuyingshop.com. If you want to just send an email with details of your car. Just send pictures, brief description, and an idea on price, 3 things, and if we're interested, we'll get back to you. All right. But I think to end the video, what I want to say is, Corsa VXR'S, likewise Honda Civic Type R's, and lots of cars for around that price range do represent unbelievable value for money, and I will be doing many videos in the future about this type of car. They don't necessarily have to be tuned. I don't care if it's tuned or not tuned. I will get out in tuned cars, whatever, yeah? But I think for me, like, one thing I've always looked at from a young age, I grew up with no money, and value for money for me has always been a huge factor. And I do look at things like, I do look more should I say, at things that represent good value for money. And I think if you're in the market to spend this type of money, and like sort of 3 to 4, what do they start? They start at about 3.5 grand at the minute. If you're in the market to buy this type of car, whether you buy one off me, I want to make it clear that I don't care if you buy one off me, don't worry about that, but do look on the market. I do rate these cars, I recommend them. They're such bloody good fun. So I'm going to have a last little feel of the power, but I am going to end it there. Thanks for watching. I'm going to slow down because I'm in a little village now and there's a sign there indicating that I need to slow down. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you like the video, hit like. If you're new, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode of Diary of a Car Trader, alright? Bye. In the next episode of Diary of a Car Trader, for the first time ever, I drive an Audi S1.